Hello. It's me. I'm going to make a video. Well, I'm making it. You're watching it. I've made it. Because you're watching it. It's already uploaded. It must have been made. But I'm making it. Unedited. Cup of coffee in hand. I run on coffee. I don't. My nose runs on coffee. You haven't seen my displays over my shoulder. Let me show you them. There they are. Do you see them? This is the actual LCAR system. Do you see them? Running. The called Fludded HQ is run on the LCARs. I did have Windows, but I threw it out. I tried Mac OS, which stands for operating system. Well done, Mac. Branding. Clever. Marketing. I decided to go for LCARs, the LCAR system for my whole computer editing software system. And it's working out very well. I'm not quite sure how to get the ship, though. Oh. Is that supposed to happen? Oh. They've caught up with each other. Oh, no, it's a different part of the ship. I don't know what's happening. So, this is all run on that system. I also have an animation which looks like that, which I did. So, I will spend hours fiddling around with this and that, trying to thinking all the time, what's the channel going to be? What's the channel going to be? And then I was out in France, and I was out there for 21 days filming, making a TV show for you, because apparently it's shown in every English-speaking country around the world. And I was gathering the pictures and the audio into the lens of my camera alone. And I think we made 6 or 7 episodes. I can't tell you the name of the show, but it was in France. And it was for Channel 4. I've decided I'm going to start saying the names of the broadcasters that I make shows for. It was for Channel 4. Yes, I think it was Channel 4. But it'll be shown on lots of different channels all over the place. And I absolutely loved being in France. But it's good to be back. But while out there in France, I was in hotel rooms a lot of the time. And I was thinking, I'm neglecting my channel. What am I going to do? My 1,000 subscribers are going to leave me. Of course, that doesn't really happen. It always goes up because people find my old video. My most popular video on my channel is me reviewing one of those electronic scrapers for the dead skin on your feet. It's called one of the most disgusting reviews on the internet or something like that. And it's got for me, it's got 70,000 views or something. I think I've got 1,300 subscribers. I don't know. And I want to build it. I want to get it. I want to build it. But more than anything, I want to do stuff that I enjoy. While out in France, people are asking me, I bet you get paid a lot of money. And I says, well, I get paid a lot more money if I went to become an executive producer or a series producer or somebody who's more office bound. And they said, well, why don't you do that? And I says, because I don't want to. I'm not driven by money. I want it because it enables me to do stuff. It's an enabler. It allows me to buy new gadgets and computers and things that I enjoy. I don't have family or a wife or anything like that to distract or to occupy my time. So I just do what I like. I'm interested in traveling. I'm interested in countryside. I'm interested in politics, both left and right. And I'm more interested in observing people being political. I enjoy that a lot. I'm interested in tech. I'm interested in music, writing music, TV shows, films. I'm a bit of a sci-fi geek. I'm a big Trekkie. Maybe a Trekker is more appropriate. I love Star Trek. I don't know anything about Doctor Who, although I'll talk about it till the cows come home. And I'm very interested in the business of television and the business of film and what's happening. So that's what I want to comment on. I'm also interested in writing a book about the industry for the life I have outside of making videos here on YouTube. Is that I'm a self-shooting producer-director. I take a camera and a sound kit and usually an assistant producer and I go out and I gather content for shows. Like I will interview people. I will film general views or GVs. And I travel. I'm lucky enough. I'm old enough that I can now hone what jobs I will take based on if they're travel based. I'll only do travel based work now. I don't really want to be in an office. I don't want to be reporting back to an office every day. I don't want to be anywhere near an office. So I only do travel work. And I've got to be so careful and keep my head on the point here. I've already kind of lost the trail of thought of where I was going with this. But out making videos, that's it. This channel, making videos for this channel. So there I was in a hotel, and I thought, well, I should make a video for the channel. So I made a little video about one of the chapters of the book that I'm planning to write about the film and television industry, how to become a self-shooting producer, director, or something like that. A guide, pamphlet more like. It'll be quite thin. And I made a video about, arriving at hotels and offloading at hotels. There's so many problems across the board. Everyone I meet who works in the industry as a freelancer has the same issues I have. But it is completely, it's what's the word for it? I always forget this word. It's not moderated. It's not checked. They can pretty much do as they like. Nobody's going to know. So there's become a culture of getting a few extra hours out of freelancers after shoots in the hotel, getting them to work in the hotel after shoots. That is, which should be their rest time. And there's all sorts of issues, health and safety issues, just things that just aren't possible. Bad scheduling. Low pay that isn't reflected with inflation at all. I mean, we should all be 9% up, shouldn't we, by now? But that doesn't happen. And there's just all sorts of problems. Anyway, I thought I'd write a book about it. And I made a video where I was talking about what would essentially be one of the chapters, which is what you do when you come to a hotel. So that's out there. Go and watch it. It had no thumbnail. It had no beginning, no music, no nothing. It was just me talking into my iPad. And then I made a second video asking people if writing a book was something they would want. My channel's so small, my reach is so tiny that I don't get many responses to when I put videos up there. I have a second channel called Craig Duncan. That's me. That's my name. You can go and check it out. That is on a completely different topic. It's me doing my outdoorsy stuff. I like to go camping. As a big fat bloke, I like to go camping. I like to go walking, hill walking. And I do these rambling little videos where I just chat to you as I walk around, showing you the countryside of wherever it is I'm at. So go and enjoy me rambling over there. That's a channel that's slowly growing, but it's very chilled. This space isn't chilled. This is a space where there's, it's a little... There'll be political stuff brought up just because everyone's triggered by everything right now, and politics is manifesting itself, identity politics for sure, manifesting itself into everything across the board. Twitter has made it very easy, addictive Twitter. The addictiveness of Twitter has made it very easy for everyone to see the views of everyone else. And if you're a famous person making a film, then it is very easy for you to get a buzz. If you're an actor in a film and you tweet something out that, if you firmly believe something about a political party or the president, or you hate something that the other side said, and you tweet something out about it and you feel good about it, you're going to get all those instant responses from people who agree with you, and that's going to give you a buzz, and that's the addictiveness kicking in. And you start tweeting stuff out. Now, there's going to be a bunch of people who love the movie or the TV show franchise that you're working on who don't agree with you politically, and they start to think, oh, I don't really like this actor, but they're in a show that I really like. So you start having problems. This is why the BBC has tried to curtail its presenters from getting political on Twitter. It's not really worked. They still pretty much do what they want, depending on how big they are. Naga Manchetti, who will still be liking tweets that support her political position. So this is what's going on now. I'm not really angry about what people think or the political ideology that they have. I don't really care about that. Well, I do. I'm interested in it. I'm more concerned about the effect they have on people, or the action of what they're doing. If somebody's going to tweet something out and it's going to ruin a film, I've got a problem with the fact that they've tweeted something out, regardless of who they are, regardless if they're on the right or on the left. I found a really good example of this, actually. How, well, I say it's a really good example. Let me find... now, you have to bear with me. Bear with. I just got to see if I can find this example. There's a website called Bounding Into Comics. Was it television? I think it was. We go to page 2. Maybe it was movies. Oh, it's difficult to find the right spot. I think it was movies. Maybe it was celebrity. It was celebrity. Here we go. Let me just share that. Let me zoom in. I've got a really dry throat, so I need to share this with you. So this is Bounding Into Comics. This is a right-wing website that people like Nerdrotics always uses. I'm going to talk about him in a second, so stay tuned. I have to drink coffee because I've got a really dry throat and I will cough like mental. Alec Baldwin is somebody all the people on the right hate because he's a massive lefty. Right? He's a Hollywood actor. Everyone hates him on the right. And he shot somebody. He shot a cinematographer, camera operator, whatever you want to call them, and killed them with a gun that he was given. Now, it's still, the court case is yet to happen. It seems pretty clear to me that he didn't do it intentionally. I think that would be too bizarre. But here we go, disgraced actor Alec Baldwin. That's as much as I read of this. Let me zoom in for you. Even more. Disgraced actor Alec Baldwin, look. That's as far as I got. That was the open, this is the right wing's people's go-to source for pop culture because it's very based and they love it. And everything, this guy, because it's just run by one guy, everything he writes they agree with. He's taking off some of the advertising. I'm glad to see. Oh, I'm running ad blocker, so that's why. Right, so they don't like Alec Baldwin, so he's a disgraced actor, Alec Baldwin. Now, they do love Jon Voight, because he's a righty. And he's a Hollywood actor, Jon Voight. Whereas Alec Baldwin is disgraced actor, Alec Baldwin. Now, this is exactly the sort of thing right-wingers hate the left doing. And I hate the left doing it as well. I also hate the right, people on the right doing it. And that's the difference. So where does that position me politically? Well, you're never going to know. Well, I know. I can tell you. It's kind of like, you're all mad. You people on the left are mad, and you people on the right are mad. The only people I would probably get along with is sort of moderate left wing and the moderate right wing, and it's the moderate left and right who should be having conversations. But what has happened is everybody's sort of pushed to having like an extreme view about things. And it's only when the moderates start coming back in number will we start getting somewhere. And I think, sadly, that we're a long way from that. So that is how it is. This is what the right are as bad as the left, to a certain degree. And I wanted to flag this group. There's a guy called Gary Bugler who does a website called Nerdrotics, or Nerdrotic. I always say Nerdrotics because his Twitter handle is @Nerdrotics, because he had to add the S on because somebody had taken the one without the S on, which makes me laugh. That's funny. So now these guys do something called Friday Night Tights, and that's every Friday, probably about UK time, 9 p.m, something like that. A bunch of them will get together and they'll all sit there and they'll all rip apart things that have been happening in films and comics, and it's always like anti what's called progressive politics and social justice and identity politics, and they're very anti, things like race swapping well-known characters, and so they should be. That's not a good idea. And anything to do with making characters gay, or making characters this, or making characters that, or women who are super powerful, and men who are suddenly shown to be weak in superhero movies. So that's where. But by the way, I'm aware there's a massive. That's the wire from the camera. I like it. I'm leaving it there for now. So Nerdrotics crowd, they get together. Friday Night Tights, they're called. Let's see if I can show you. This is what they look like when they are all together in a space. And I've actually queued this clip up because I want to show you what they're like, and you're going to hear it. I should hear it too. Let me just play it.
What did Razorfist say in his video? They weren't even old enough for a Florida teacher to groom.
Somebody makes a joke in a minute.
It's a good one. That was a fucking good one.
DJ Cobra, guy in the middle top.
Brian Stelter's tweet where he's like, one of the most hyped and exciting projects of all time. We're like, what?
Look at Nerdrotic and Az. No. Look at the reaction. Look at Ryan not reacting at all. And then extra girl.
All those journalists, I guess they'll just have to.
The reason they're not reacting at all is because it's not funny. The joke that just got made isn't funny. But that reaction there, I'm analysing it a bit.
Journalists, I guess.
Look, you got this Az guy throwing his head back, absolutely not believing the brilliance of what he's just heard. It's overreaction, right? And also, if I just bring this up, which is my Twitter, I've been bookmarking. I bookmark stuff, and I bookmarked this tweet from our man Az. So this is the guy who's throwing his head back, the big fat guy, top right corner. He's called Hot Toys now because they banned him on Twitter. And he's been doing a stream where he's been making a little Lego diner. Like he's been making a little toy diner for children. He's done a stream where he loves Lego, does Az. Look at that. That's a grown-ass man. That's somebody in their like 30s, maybe 40s even. 40s definitely, actually. Playing with Lego. Now, somebody in their 40s who doesn't have kids maybe has time to play with their Lego. Maybe not married. Has time to play with a Lego. Look, there's a little webcam there. So that's Az. He's one of the Friday Night Tights crowd. Let's see who else was there. There's this guy here. I'll just blow it up a little bit. Do you see him? His name is Ryan Canal. Now, just a point of note is I reckon I could probably get on with some of these guys because I can get on with most people, I like to think, because just because they have a political view that I don't agree with doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily hate them. And that's how the world should function. Now, it turns out that people who have extreme political views hate people like me, people in the middle. I'm not on the fence. I have opinions. And I'm very happy to share them with them. But some people just can't cope with the fact that you have an opinion that differs from theirs. And it's so they'll start chucking labels at you. And as soon as people start insulting or being rude or attacking you like that, then that's a ban, that's a block, and that's not calling you ever again, and that's I'm not going to see you ever again. So that's what happens. Very happy for people to have differing opinions and to talk about them. But when the name calling starts, when the abuse starts, you're gone. You're done. We're finished. So that Ryan Canal here, and all of them really, and this guy at the top. His name is, I've cut his head off. His name is Jeremy. He's called DJ Cobra. He runs an organization called Geeks for Gamers, which Ryan is part of. you've got this person down here, this Asian woman in the bottom corner. He's the producer for Nerdrotic, who's up here. He doesn't let her talk. It's a joke that he doesn't let her talk, but it happens now without the context has disappeared because it's a known joke. So, because there's a cliquey, it's cliquey, cliquey, cliquey. Cliquey, cliquey, cliquey. And this is Chrissy Mayer, right? Remember those names because I'm going to show you some interesting stuff. Before I do, there was somebody else called Nina Infinity who appears on Friday Night Tights, and she just tweeted this out. Another really base take by Bill Mayer. We need more of this. She tweeted that out. Now, if you might think from that tweet from Nina, and by the way, Nina Infinity, I don't know her real name. She probably just is really called Nina, but it doesn't matter. She's just somebody who appears on Friday Night Tights regularly. She's part of the clique. Cliquey, cliquey, cliquey. So Bill Mayer said something that she agrees with, and she felt she had to follow up with, also for the record, I strongly dislike Bill Mayer, but sometimes he says things that actually wakes leftists up. We need more of that. Waking leftists up is what she's all about. And I responded, why do you feel you have to put that on the record? Do you care who people do or don't like? Sorry, do you care who people do or don't think you like? Do you care who people do or don't think you like? Yeah, it kind of makes sense. She replied, because Bill Mayer is full of shit, for a long time he's been part of the problem. He doesn't get an easy pass from me, but I'm not going to on him because when he says something good. And then all her fans step in. And I said, then just flag the good stuff he says. It looks like you're afraid of backlash from your lovely, loyal fans otherwise. I know we all hate him, guys, but it's not nuanced. It's fearful. And obviously I get no responses because I'm a nobody. On Twitter, if you actually go to my profile. Where's my profile? Oh, it wants me to log on. But my point is that that's what they do. Someone on the left, and I don't even think Bill Mayer's on the left particularly, will say something that they agree with, but they always have to point out that, I don't like him very much, but on this occasion, yeah, what he says is all right. So there's that. And then that Ryan Canal guy who I mentioned earlier, he... I think they attended some sci-fi event. There's Ryan there. They attended some sci-fi event, and they met up with GINA Carano. Now, GINA Carano, she played the other character in Mandalorian. Mandalorian. It's Mandalorian, isn't it? Mandalorian? She was in that, and she got sacked because she was tweeting right-wingy stuff. She was tweeting political stuff out on Twitter. They say it's like there's a particular tweet that overset the balance, and the particular tweet she put out there is kind of, well, it's a bit on the nose, to be honest. I don't know why she felt she had to bring up the horrific things that happen to Jewish people as some sort of comparison to how conservatives are being treated. But she did. But in the same vein, the guy who played the Mandalorian, he also put a tweet out making out that the children in the cages that were built by Obama, the children were like caged like animals, very much. And then he juxtaposed that next to Jews in concentration camps. Well, how that is okay, and then what she did not okay. It's just double standards. I don't think what either of them did was okay. But she lost her job. She was sacked, and then she was picked up by Ben Shapiro to be in a film that she's producing. And I think it's one of these like Netflix style films, which is basically a play. It's going to be set around very few characters. It's set in the desert, so there's it's dead easy to shoot. It's going to be around a house. I don't think there'll be many locations. Just makes it very easy. You know how Netflix does that? It does like these plays. Which are basically just set in one location, cheap to make, fast to turn over. So I think that's what's happened. She's got herself a film made by Ben Shapiro, who's paying her, And here she is with Ryan Canal from Friday Night Tights. Let's look at this video here. Which now down here is that this is there's Ryan up in the corner. Ryan is representing an organization called Geeks for Gamers. This is Uche. He's also from Geeks and Gamers, and he's a leftist with Geeks and Gamers. They love telling you that on Geeks and Gamers. So, we entertain ideas from all sorts of sides. And Zack Snyder's popped in to promote Justice League. His cut, there's the Snyder cut of Justice League. So let's have a listen to this.
We talked about this, and we're really not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers as far as I'm concerned, and I really just want to make that clear. And I also want to just say, in light of recent events, I think we really, if Justice League teaches us anything, it's about coming together, and there's no room for hate. And I just think that it's important. It's an important message, and of course, as the father of Asian children, it really hits close to home for me, and I just really want to put that out there that we all, there's no room for hate, and that's just what it's about.
At the end of the day, it does not matter whether it was intended or not. The way it is perceived is what matters.
So they're very, very upset that Zack Snyder went on and said that he basically implied that Geeks and Gamers are full of hate. Now, I hate this term hate. I hate this term, in the UK, we have hate laws and hate crimes, and it's so unclear and unfair how they're defined. And the Met Police have defined it in tweets, actually, that it's the opinion of somebody. If something is perceived by somebody as being like hateful, then it's a hate crime. So it's all about perception. So if you're somebody who just doesn't like somebody for whatever reason, you can say, "Oh, it's a racial attack on me," and then it becomes a hate crime as far as the police are concerned, because they've said it is. So that's not right. That's definitely not right. And I don't think that anybody from Friday Night Tights hate people of color. I don't think they hate gay people. I don't think they hate any women. But what they do is ironically joke about it, and they will adopt the persona of people who do. And that's the ongoing high level ironic, postmodern ironic joke that they have. So if you're a casual viewer and you come across their stream, you're going to see them joking like this, saying things that are misogynistic or could be interpreted as racist, or you're going to see it because they're being ironic, or so they think. But if the context is removed because you do it week after week and you don't set it up every time, then the casual viewer clicking on this link and seeing their stream, it's just going to see it, and they might agree with it. They might go away thinking, "Well, I really like Ryan Canal. He's cool, and he hates women, so I hate women." Then this is what happens if you don't have responsibility in broadcasting. This is why this sort of thing would never happen if I was producing it on television. And this is the difference between YouTube and television. YouTubers think they're much better than mainstream media, whereas mainstream media have rules and balances in place to stop them doing the mistakes that these guys do. They get mad when they get called racist or bigots or misogynists or whatever. They get mad about it. But of course they get called that, because the context keeps disappearing. It keeps fading away, and all that's left is them being misogynists and sounding racist all the time. So I'm kind of defending them, and I don't really want to, because they are jackasses, basically. But where was I going with this? So here's just another picture. Look, so here's this is Jeremy, who is from Friday Night Tights, with GINA CARANO. And I think my point is that I don't think GINA CARANO has any idea who she's messing with, because these guys also have somebody on their team called Chrissy Mayer. That's Chrissy Mayer there. She's a stand-up comedian. By all counts, I think a nice person. But she will do a podcast and she will entertain the views of anyone on the right, regardless of how extreme they are. And she's done it recently with Ethan Ralph, who's this guy here. Now, I'm going to let you go and Google Ethan Ralph, because I don't want to. But Ethan Ralph is a right-winger. Far right, I would say. He's a racist and a bigot. And I do not use that term lightly at all. But he is a misogynist, a racist, and a bigot. Homophobe. The bigot's irrelevant. He's a homophobe and a racist. You can probably add a few more labels to him. And I know I'm sounding like a massive left-winger because I'm calling a right-winger racist. Not all right-wingers are racist. That's the thing. This one is. And I know this because I've watched him over the years. And I've heard what he says and how he talks. When he's angry with somebody, when he's furious with them, he will call them the worst thing he can possibly think of. And that usually ends up him using the N-word. You are a N-word. Which for him is the worst thing a person could be in the context of how he uses it. He also will call them, he calls other people in this video here. Go and find it. It's called Ethan Ralph Fights Chrissy, ? She's put a question mark there. Of course he's fighting her. And he's calling everyone in the chat, everyone doing the live messages, he's calling them the F word. And he's trying to call them something that he thinks is the worst thing he could call them. The worst type of person they could be. So he uses the F word. She allows it. Now, this is what I mean when I talk about them not having responsibility for what they're doing. You have to. And it's not censorship. You're taking responsibility for something that you're publishing or broadcasting. And there's no sense in these people's heads that they are publishers or broadcasters. This is just YouTube. We just do. It doesn't matter. We just put it out there. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if a child sees it, or if it gets misconstrued, or it creates a racist, or it generates hate, or whatever. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. There's no responsibility. They feel no responsibility, and quite often this is something you'll see in people who have anonymous accounts on Twitter and on YouTube. But Chrissy reads out I'm not going to play it because his reaction is too, it's just I'm not going to play it. But you can go and find it yourself. It's kind of roughly 1 hour 20 in. She reads out a paid-for chat message. People can pay money to put a chat message, and it's up to her to click something to put up on the screen. And somebody makes kind of a reference to Ralph, who's the guy with the sunglasses, his mother passing. And something to do with dialysis machine. And Chrissy sort of laughs and says that's funny. That's what she does. She laughs and says that's funny. He takes issue with her laughing at a joke about his dead mum because it only happened like recently. She then says, well, my mum's also died. And they have a bit of a quite a tempestuous conversation about it. She's clearly shaken. Her boyfriend then comes in to try and protect her. And then she tries to defend herself. He's an unreasonable, horrible person anyway. So and this is the thing. I don't think Chrissy should even be entertaining him. Because there's no purpose in it other than to get some of his followers on board and signed up to your YouTube account. And that's called grifting. So I don't know. Which just for me puts a huge grey question mark over everything Chrissy Mayer does. She's funny. She's actually very funny, and but it's all right wing based. And for her, there's no barriers. The only barrier she has is children, involving children in this kind of stuff. And this is what she does. And she's entertaining this guy from Killstream. Google him. Find the videos and go down that rabbit hole on Ethan Ralph. You know, and she's got like Lauren Southern, of course, banned from even coming to the UK. Probably wrongfully, to be honest. Lauren Southern, who was throwing flares at boats bringing refugees into Sweden or Switzerland or Norway, I think it was. So she's. These people are just no. They're just they're fine. They're fine. They can do what they want. Well, they can't do what they want. They can say what they want. They can think what they want. But it's this doing thing that I have a problem with. And Chrissy Mayer, what she's doing is entertaining somebody who is on the far right. And it's just a horrible guy. And here he is in a video using the F word. It's totally homophobic. It's homophobic content. And she's at the helm of it. And she doesn't mind. She thinks that, people should be free to say what they want because they have this free speech ethos. And they don't. You don't. If you want people, if you want your channel on a borrowed platform like YouTube, and this is your income, to just break TOS and behave like that, if you think that's okay, then good luck. Then you're just going to end up being a corner of the internet where people who agree with you reside as the mainstream part of the internet, and that's the thing we're going to start having is mainstream internet. Carries on having a pleasant and polite conversation with one another because they've set rules, societal rules. This is anti-society. This is a society that just does and says what it likes. Good luck to them. That's kind of my video. I just wanted to make a point about this Nerdrotics crowd and the fact that somebody like GINA CARANO is there in it, in the middle of it. A mainstream actor from Hollywood is friends with these people. And I hope I showed the links there between Ryan Canal, Friday Night Tights, Chrissy Mayer, Ethan Ralph, Far Righter. And they all have links to one another. They all have allegiances to one another. They'll never criticize each other, which is why you have stuff like this. Also, for the record, I strongly dislike Bill Mayer. It's a clique. Is it clique or clique? They're so protective of one another that they won't criticize one another, and that I think is a mistake. Just as I point out, you've got to be okay criticizing people who share similar ideas to you, but maybe one or two of them are not okay. It's like I might agree with some conservative opinions, but I definitely don't agree with a lot of what they called, I forgot, libertarians have to say, certainly over COVID and the anti-maskers and all that. So if you're on the left watching this, don't think people who are in the middle like me or moderate right, don't think they all think the same thing as people on the far right, because they don't. A lot of them think that they're jackasses, but they might think that they might have opinions about, we shouldn't have shared wealth and private property is okay, and all these sort of moderate, what I see as being moderate right-wing ideologies or belief systems. And people on the left who think, we should share wealth. I agree with that. I agree. I believe in tax. I don't think tax is theft. I want to be able to contribute to society and help people who are unfortunate. I'm unfortunate, but there's people who are more unfortunate than me, and I want to help them. I want to help food banks. So, stuff like that. So, people so don't put everyone under the same label. It's unhealthy. And keep your eye on Friday Night Tights and all these players over on YouTube and see how the net is slowly closing. Because, by the way, they're fighting with each other now. And it's just very interesting. And here's Bill Mayer, who they like to hate, now saying things that they quite like. And that's going to be a problem for them. I've just noticed that's probably playing. Oh, no, it's muted, thank God. So that is a 40-minute long video from me. So I hope you decided to do as I recommend, which is just to chillax in the bath and have a listen to it rather than watch it all the way through. But I had plenty to say there. I've kind of covered it. I think I've made some points that I wanted to get out. I feel better for getting them out. I can now link to this video whenever I want to share these opinions again. This is unedited. I appreciate you watching. If you want to support the channel, then get involved with the conversation down in the comments section below. Hit the like button. That's the thumbs up. And if you want to know when I upload more videos, hit the notification bell and tell it to alert you that I've uploaded a new video. If you want to pop over to my second channel, which is much more chilled out and edited videos of me walking the hills of Scotland and Yorkshire and places like that, riding my bike. I'm going to be doing metal detecting soon. That's my battle with weight loss over there as I do these outdoorsy things, showing you pretty Britain. Then go over there. You can find some of my videos on Amazon Prime as well. For my walking videos are on Amazon Prime. And I'm over there on Twitter too. Now, when you look at my Twitter profile, you'll find out I'm not following anyone. But please do follow. The reason I'm not following anyone is because I don't really care what anyone's saying. But I do have lists. So I've put people on Twitter into groups, and I like to see what the different groups are saying. So like news journalists, I can just see what they're saying. Politicians, I can just see what they're saying. Comic book fans, I can see what they're saying. Directors in Hollywood, I can just see what they're saying. So I look down categories of people. So I am active on Twitter. My DMs are always open if you want to send me a message over on Twitter too. Thanks very much for watching. Take care of yourself or yourselves. Enjoy your day, and I look forward to my next video, which will be tomorrow. Or maybe even today. I was trying to hide a belch there. Let's hope I get well soon. Okay. Take care. Goodbye.